I figured it was about time for us to bring game flavors reviews into the modern era. So, I bring you Rainbow Six Siege.
We must be the shield that safeguards the civilized world from those who wish to do it harm. No matter how or where our enemies strike, no matter what defense they cower behind, Team Rainbow must stand ready.
The Rainbow series has held a very special place in my heart. It was actually one of the first games I ever played when I first got Xbox Live, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 that is. And when Rainbow Six Siege came out and I heard there wasn't going to be a co-op campaign of any sort, I was kind of hurt. But I kept up with the game and I was really keeping up with the news, and when the game finally released, I actually can say I'm very proud of the final product. Rainbow Six Siege is actually a very different game compared to its predecessor, and that's not a bad thing. Rainbow Six Siege actually only has 3 ways to play: situations, multiplayer, and terrorist hunt. Along with a change of game types, there's also a change in ways to play the game. The game no longer lets you build an operator like you used to. Now the operators are pre-built aside from the recruit, where you will be able to play as characters that are based off of different nationalities who all have a different ability, such as characters like Sledge, who has a sledgehammer, or Kachanka, who has a deployable turret, or Doc, who has syringes who can revive a downed teammate. Now, while this may sound strange at first, it actually works really well and is what creates a really great team dynamic when you are both playing attack and defense in any of the game types. Speaking of game types, let's talk about the difference between all 3. Situations is a way for a person to get better at the game. It basically trains everyone who wants to play this game to be prepared for the multiplayer and the terrorist hunt, because they are very unforgiving and you need to be prepared, or else you are going to look like a dirty scrub who is just going to be instantly headshotted and put away for the rest of the week. Then we have multiplayer, which actually is the big bulk of the game. This game was meant to be only multiplayer until the people who really like Rainbow Six said, hey, we want terrorist hunt, and then Ubisoft put it back in there, but that's a different story. In multiplayer, you play a 5v5 match where it's going to be 5 attackers and 5 defenders. Everyone chooses their operator, and either you're going to be defending an area, defending 2 bombs, or defending a hostage if you're on defense, whereas on offense, you're securing the area, defusing the bombs, or saving the hostage. These actually sound very minimal in game type ways, but because of how everyone plays the game differently, or how there are different teams, this actually creates a very intense game no matter what you're playing. Whether it's solo or with a big team, you know you're going to be getting a different experience. Terrorist hunt works very similar to how the main multiplayer works. You either kill all the terrorists, defuse bombs, or save a hostage. And that may sound a little lame, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes these terrorists, if put onto the realistic difficulty, can be a real challenge. Now let's talk about the operators. Each operator has a different story, has a different background, and is from a different nation. It's very cool to learn about each of these operators to see the world's armed forces and how they work. There are also 10 operators to choose from, 10 on the defense and 10 on the offense, and every time a DLC comes out, there'll be 1 added to both teams. And to unlock the operators, you need what's called RP. You earn this through playing the game's game types. Whether that's terrorist hunts, situations, and multiplayer, you will unlock more and more RP to spend on your operators, whether getting them new skins for their weapons or attachments. And every time you unlock an operator, their cost does get higher, and then when you want a DLC character operator, the cost is very high, but that's how they keep the DLC for free, so people can actually play to earn them rather than just paying to earn them. Which means that no one is left without an operator, even if you don't want to spend the money on that extra DLC cost. And you'll find that the more you play this game, you'll choose an operator, and that'll be your go-to, and whenever someone chooses that operator when you're about to get them, you're gonna get really pissed. Now let's talk about how the game actually works. Is it really worth $60 for a multiplayer-only game with a very minimal actual campaign or any solo experience? In my opinion, yes. I was very shocked when I first heard about this game, and I felt almost disappointed by Rainbow Six because of the way it became multiplayer only. But I played the beta and I was hooked immediately, and then when I actually got my chance to get the actual game, I was skeptical because it was announced with a season pass, and I hate season passes because that's how you can really ruin a game, because you're cutting up the content and making it more expensive for people. But the way Ubisoft is running this game, I cannot praise them enough. So what they're doing is they're giving all the DLC for free, The operators are the one thing that are hard to get. Each map is going to be free to get because you have already gotten the game. You just get it 1 week later than the people who have the season pass. And to get the operators, you actually have to spend, I think it's 25,000 RP. It is ridiculous. You have to basically win 100 games in a row to build up enough points to actually pay for a character. I was able to pull it off, but that's because I can't stop playing this game. Which brings me into the next part. Do I like this game? Hell yes. I cannot get enough of this game. This game is so good, I quite literally want to go competitive with how much I play this game. I love it a lot. I keep finding really great people to play with, which is another thing to quote, is that the community in this game is wonderful. Every once in a while you'll run into a dick or a squeaker, but the fact that everyone wants to win, you just put a mic on or you just play when you're listening with people, you will be able to get a very successful team going. All the recording that I'm putting up right now was with a team of 2 mics, or 3, I can't remember how many we had it by the end of the night, and 2 people who didn't have mics, and we were able to pull off win after win after win, and that's just because of strategy. This game really comes down to teamwork and strategy, and the fact that it works so well is just a testament to how well Ubisoft has created this game. What's also great is the creators of this game are listening to the community. The community will go onto forums or make videos or things like that and say, this is broken, this needs to be fixed, or this is amazing and this should keep being going on. The creators are actually making it happen. They are listening and making the game better. It was just so rare in games nowadays, and that's why I cannot give this game enough praise. I strongly recommend this to anyone who wants to get a very competitive first-person shooter that can change on the dime. It's not a Call of Duty where you can just run around and gut everyone down. If you get shot in this game right in the head, it's a one-shot headshot. It is intense. If you were the last one versus 3 people, you can easily pull it off, but you can also be put down like a sick dog. Another quick thing to mention is that the game does have dedicated servers, and those really change how a game works. And the fact that this game is doing everything it can be to be a true competitive game, they're doing it right. By releasing free DLC or DLC that you can unlock by playing the game more and more, they are just bringing people back. And this is not going to be a Titanfall or a Battlefront. This game is here to stay, and I will be behind it the whole way. And for my final score of the game, I'm going to be giving it a 9 out of 10. I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10 because it hits every mark a multiplayer-only game should, with free DLC that can be unlocked or paid for, dedicated servers, and active devs. This meaning that these people are out here trying to fix any of the problems. And that's what you need for a game, and I can't believe that some of these multiplayer-only games don't do that. And that's why I can only praise this game. I can recommend this to anyone and be sure that they will have a great time. The only reason why I'm not going to be giving it a 10 out of 10 is mainly because the game does still have bugs. They have been working through a lot of these bugs bit by bit, but sometimes it does get a little ridiculous, and there is some spawn killing, but they are also working on fixing that as well. This is just a testament to how well this game is being worked on. All I can say is I really want this game to continue to have that spotlight on it. Although The Division is coming out soon, I want this game to still get those views that people are looking for, and still be played, and I know it will be because it still has a huge active community basis, and that's what's wonderful. There's not much that I want to actually change about this game. The only thing I really want is a campaign, but you know what? Maybe that's for next time. Thanks for watching.
Delicious.